guys, it's Haley, and today I wanted to do the newbie bookish tag, or the bookish newbie tag, something along those lines. I was kind of tagged into it. My friend Danielle at Entish Reader told me that I needed to do it, and she did this video also, so if I can get that, I will link her down below. I'm still kind of new to this whole thing. I've been doing it probably close to a year. I'm just now kind of figuring out what I want my channel to be and kind of figuring out the whole process. And so she suggested that I do this video, and so I thought that I would give it a go. So I'm just going to get into it. The first question is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I wanted to kind of be able to share my thoughts about books that I like. I also have a really hard time finding booktube videos I have a really hard time finding booktube videos where people really like contemporary. It's a little bit more challenging for me. You can find tons of people who are interested in YA fantasy, but not very many people who are interested in YA contemporary, and that's really my genre. So I felt like it would be a good thing to do to kind of talk about the books that I'm reading and the contemporary books I'm reading and meet people who share the same interests. The next question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? So it kind of ties into my last question a little bit. I feel like I could bring ideas and thoughts on contemporaries. Not saying that nobody else does that, but I feel like I could bring a new voice to it because my genre is contemporary and I really enjoy that the most. And there's lots of other things I read, but I feel like I could be a voice of those kinds of books. Also, I just feel like, I guess everybody feels like they have a different, fresh perspective on things, but I just feel like I have a different way of looking at things that might be nice to bring to the table, or I hope people will enjoy. I have a lot of friends, and I feel like a lot of people say this too, but I have a lot of friends who tell me oh, you're funny, you should start a YouTube channel. And when I really get going and I'm not so awkward in front of the camera, I believe that I am. It sounds so conceited. I'm so funny. No, but I'm not saying that, but I just have a way of expressing myself that sometimes some people find funny. So maybe eventually I might be funny on here. No promises, but, I feel like I have a hard time answering questions about myself. Next question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm excited to be able to have a platform to express myself. I'm excited to be better at growing and expressing myself. I'm excited to be able to relate and talk about my books better, if that makes any sense. Be able to tell you why I think a book is good. I believe talking about it and discussing it helps you grow in that. And so I'm excited to be able to learn and grow in my ability to discuss books and be able to verbally express why I enjoy a book. And I believe that this channel will help me do that. The next question is, why do you love reading? I love reading because I feel like you get engrossed in a world. When you're reading a really good book, the book just doesn't, for me, the book just doesn't stop. If I'm reading a really good book, I'm in that world until I've ended that book. So, the characters are always on my mind. I'm always thinking about what's going to happen. It's just, always there. And, it's something that TV doesn't do, or movies don't do. It's you're sucked into this world. You're brought into the pages. And when a really good book does that, it's just, a feeling like no other. It's just so much fun. And, I really enjoy it. It also makes me feel really smart. I learn a lot of words that I didn't know previously. I like looking up words and seeing what they mean. And so I really enjoy just feeling like I'm exercising my brain and feeling like I'm being brought into a new world that just has so many good things about it. And yeah, so the next question is, what book or book series got you into reading? And this question also it's kind of embarrassing for me to admit now. But so I was always kind of a reader. But the Twilight series, I think, is like the first books that I was like, wow, I didn't know there was books out there that are like this. I thought, like, at the time that I read those books, they sucked me in and got me into reading in a way that I'd never been in before. It opened my eyes to reading books in a whole new way. Those books just really exposed me to a new point of reading. Like, oh, I can read like I watch movies. Like, you can read in a genre that fits you, that you enjoy, and it's the same kind of a thing. Like, you can choose books to read like you're choosing a movie. Like, you don't always have to read the same books all the time. There's so many different options and so many different genres you can choose from. And I think Twilight was the first book that I was like, okay, there's books out there that I have not experienced yet and that have so much depth and stuff to them. So that's that series. And then so right after that, I was looking for books that I could have that same feeling. And people may disagree with me on this whole thing, but it's my opinion. So I was looking for books after reading Twilight that gave me that same kind of feeling. And at that same time, I discovered the movie How to Deal, which is the Sarah Dessen books that summer, and Someone Like You put together. And I started reading Sarah Dessen just like crazy. And she was like, again, a new author that I didn't know you could read books like this that are just like a contemporary romance, light and fluffy summer story. And I didn't know there was books like this around, and I had never been exposed to it. And so then from there, I got into John Green. And then I was just going to the library, just like searching for things like that, just looking and looking. And now, like, the world has opened up, like, you know, it's so much, I sound like I wasn't around when I was reading books when the internet wasn't popular. That's not it. But, like, now, the world's just opened up to where finding your books that you want has been so much easier. Like, I can just go on Booktube and be like, okay, I have all these books that I could read now. I have too many books. And there was a while where I was just, like, looking for books. I couldn't find the books that I wanted to read. And, so, that's a long tangent, but that's how I got into reading. What questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? I guess I would just ask, how do you go about being entered into the world of Booktube? Like, the culture or I'm not using my words properly, but how do you get, like, immersed into, like, building friendships in Booktube? How do you meet people? And just how do you go about, like, meeting people in Booktube, I guess, is what the question I would ask. What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think the hardest thing for me is just, like, being comfortable on the camera, which I think a lot of people say, too. But being comfortable in front of the camera, being able to be myself inside kind of an awkward position, choosing the content that I want to create, making it true to me and being authentic to me, like, not feeling like I have to bend to the Booktube rules, and not that the Booktube world has a lot of rules, but, like, just, like, there's a certain setup of which Booktube videos usually look, and just not having to, like, bend to, like, being happy all the time and being super animated, because I'm not super animated all the time. I mean, I'm just not that person. I'm more of an Eeyore personality, always have been, always very understated. And so just being myself in the videos, rather than just trying to be all, like, up and do, you know, like, just being okay with being myself in front of a camera. Just being myself in front of a camera and being okay that myself is different maybe than some other people. And I'm not saying that all booktubers are super upbeat all the time. It's just, just being okay of being different and learning who I am in this process. Actually, Whitney from WhittyNovels, I believe is her YouTube name, really, like, inspired me with all that, because she's just totally, like, I'm going to record myself, and I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to look the way I look, and I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do this style, and I'm not going to do things, and I'm probably not using enough words to describe myself right now, but like, I'm not going to just conform to what everybody else is doing. I'm just going to do my stuff and be me and post videos. And I think that people really respond to that, because I'm getting to an age where I just want authenticity. That was a hard word to spit out. I just want authenticity, and I want real people, and the celebrities that I follow and the musicians that I like, more often or not, I like them because I've watched them at some point and they've just seemed real to me. Whether or not that's true, something about them made me feel like they were being honest and true, and that's why I really like them. And so my hope is that I could be honest and true with myself and just be myself. That's like, I'm getting ready to turn 25, and the biggest thing that's been speaking to me recently is just be yourself. So that whole tangent to say, my challenge that I want to overcome with starting this channel is just to be myself. So that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'm hoping to kind of get a schedule down of when I'm posting videos, but I'm at least posting once a week. That is my goal. Hopefully maybe more than that sometimes, but yeah. So thanks guys for watching, and let me know down in the comments below some things about you, and I'd love to get to know you. Thanks.